Okay, so I was asked why traditional draft isn't ranked on MTG Arena, and it's somewhat of a convoluted answer if I approach it with my designer brain and ask myself, what is probably Lee Sharp? What is Lee Sharp and those above him in the org chart? What are they thinking as they make these decisions? And I think there are some, frankly, some greed-based tensions that Wizards has created for themselves that create a very, very weird set of incentives for themselves and a very weird set of resulting design decisions. There's a couple of things going on with what Wizards wants out of their economic model and out of their engine. So one of the main things they want is to be able to hide the new draft format behind a gem paywall. Okay, so let's say that's set in stone. You have to design how this is going to work, but one of the requirements of you is that you have to design a system where the person managing the product, the person making the economic decisions for WotC, can make the new set of draft unavailable to you unless you are willing to pay gems. Because what they don't want is people to be able to hoard up gold, and then as soon as a new set launches, be able to just pour their hoarded gold into drafting the new set. They don't want that to happen. So that's a requirement number one. Requirement number two is kind of a completely different requirement, but Wizards calls this free to play. Okay, there are legal requirements around what you can call free to play. So let's go to a ranked draft because it's important here. If you want to call yourself free to play, everything in your game has to be accessible through someone who has not spent any money. In order to do that, you need to have a place where players can convert gold into gems without ever having won a game. All right, that's your next requirement. Set up a place where 24/7, at all times, someone can bring their gold in that they've earned through free-to-play, convert it into gems without even winning, and then eventually be able to participate in anything that requires gems. Okay, that's why Zero Wins has a 50 gem prize. Okay, this is the only place in the system where you can buy in for gold and leave with gems having never won a game. So conceivably, a free-to-play player who, well, because one gem is too paltry, that's not elegant. You don't want to. No, but yeah, you don't. The store could have a conversion, but they don't want to do that. You don't want to sell like the only thing the store sells is for dollars is the gems, and they don't want their store to become a trading house. It's not where you yeah, meaningfully free to play, says Nick. Nick knows all this stuff. Nick, if you have any, you want to jump in and correct or add, please do. But anyway, I think I wanted to start with those two because those are the primary competing forces that Wizards has to deal with. The other one being that best of one needs to be supported as the primary ranked mode. They really want best of one to be ranked, right? So when you have a best of one that needs to be ranked, you need gold to gem conversion at all times, but you also want to hide your current draft set behind a gem paywall. You get into some weird spots. So you could say, okay, well, why not just do all that? But best of three is ranked. Why not do that? Well, because then you have no place in the system that has unranked limited. Then all your limited is ranked, which is intimidating to some people. So that's one thing. But also, they have set up a system where in this ranked limited, your rank impacts your matchmaking, right? So they've also established a standard where if your event is ranked, rank is part of the matchmaking. And that's something they want to be consistent and true and want you to understand and know about the system. If it's ranked, rank is part of the matchmaking. Okay, so that's, now you're getting into the like nitty-gritty design stuff where elegance matters. Because another thing you could do, for example, okay, Ryan, I got your problem solved. For the first 2 weeks of a new set, just offer ranked draft of it, but take away the gold, take away the gem, the gold option. Just have a gem only ranked draft queue. Why not do that? That is a reasonable solution. That would be one thing I would put on the table if I were in the design meeting trying to figure this out. But adding queues is a negative. The more queues, the more places you offer players to play, the longer wait times you create in those experiences, because you have your audience being each other's content, and when you split up queues and make new ones, you increase the wait times in your existing queues. So also there you get into uncanny valley, because one thing that they've established very well on this system is that this is what ranked draft looks like. If you come into ranked draft, you have a gem option, a gold option, and it's this setup or whatever. When you make a new event both adds to the strain on the queue wait times, and you create an uncanny valley where you've suddenly got this new event that's just a little bit different from everything else that looks like it. And that's not great design. You want to communicate super clearly with your customers by being very, very consistent about what these things look like, so that the only thing that's changing is, oh, it's Ravnica Allegiance. Oh, it's Guilds of Ravnica. You want everything else to be the same, so that a player can quickly grok what's going on. So basically, yeah, now you're getting into this stuff that it's like, yeah, you can create these solutions around it, but they create all of this inelegance. And basically, those top line goals of hide the new set behind a gem paywall, support best of one as an ongoing competitive ranked concern, and always 24/7 offer meaningful conversion of gold into gems without even having to win. And you get a set of requirements that put a designer in a tough spot in basically choosing what inelegant or weird thing are we going to do that satisfies all the requirements laid out before us. And in many ways, that is why game design is challenging. There's a lot of fun things about it, but often game design is about finding the 25% of the population that you're going to annoy to serve the 75% that are going to be happy with you. And also serving economic model gods and upper management and weird requirements legally all can add up to a situation where you get what we have now, which is that it's really weird that ostensibly the most competitive way to play Magic Limited, best of 3 draft, is not supported as a ranked concern, and it sets it up so that the latest and greatest new Magic set right off the shelf is not contributing towards people's rank on Arena, which makes no sense to me. And if I were still in those rooms putting my suggestions on the table, I would be pleading with that team to find, pick a different place for inelegance besides the super, super weirdness of, hey, everybody, check out the latest Magic set and care about rank on Arena, but somehow those things cannot combine. Like, that is so weird. Care about rank, draft the new set. They don't mix. That's got to change. That's got to change. I know it's a tough problem, but the current place they have landed, to me, needs some tweaking. So, and Soapbox, thanks. I hope that answers your question.